Welcome to Visual Traffic Recorded Online Training, Copy and Copy Plans. In this lesson we'll cover the cart assignment parameters, how to enter new copy, how to create a new copy plan, how to run your missing copy report, and how to fix missing copy found on that report. Cart assignment parameters. If you're just beginning to use copy, the first thing you need to do is go to Setup, Cart Parameters. The cart assignment parameters allow you to set cart ranges for different types of spots per station. If you were going to create a new assignment parameter, you would click Add. You would give it a name and then determine the cart number length. VT will allow up to 10 digits on a cart number. Do you want to allow alphanumeric numbering? Here are the items to take into consideration when you're using alphanumeric numbering. If the alpha character is at the beginning of the numbers will increment as follows: A001, A002, A003, etc. If it is at the end of the number, it will increment as follows: 1A, 1B, 1C, etc. You may have a different set of numbers for each assignment type. We have commercial, PSA, promo, live, and network. Under the assigned methods, you have manual, automatic, and optional for everything except live. So I could assign my numbers manually by using the manual method. I could assign them automatically by using the automatic method, in which case VT will automatically assign the next available number. Or I could do it optionally, where I can either assign it manually or let the system assign it. If you're just beginning to use Visual Traffic, optional is probably the best way for you to do this so that you can give existing orders and cuts the same cart number as they had in your old traffic system. Then once you're done assigning all of the cuts from the old orders, new orders can be automatically assigned by VT. You'll notice that I have different ranges for every assignment type listed. Under Live, you have the option of manual, automatic, optional, or the number live. Once you've set these up, go ahead and click Save, close the cart assignment parameters, and then go back to Setup, Edit Stations. Each station, under Station Parameter Setup, should have a cart assignment method selected. Click the drop-down and make sure that you've got the correct one. Click OK, and we're ready to begin entering copy. Copy entry. To enter copy records in VT, you can go to Advertiser, Edit Copy and Script. Type in the name of the advertiser, or click the drop-down and scroll to it, or you may also use the Find button directly to the right of the advertiser listing. You can search by advertiser name, the agency name, or the advertiser ID. If you click the drop-down arrow and then type in the name, make sure that you click on the name in the drop-down list. Otherwise, the information will not be correct. Clicking New Copy brings up your copy maintenance screen, where you'll be creating a piece of copy for this advertiser. Give it a name, and the name must be unique. This name can be the description of the spot, it will print on the log, and it can also print on the invoice. The tape number field. This tape number field always prints on your invoices, and it will export to Invoice Express for electronic invoicing. This can be an internal use field if you wish. In older versions of Visual Traffic, this is where you entered your ISKI code. Tabbing again brings us to Length. Enter the length of the spot. Tab to the start date and enter the start date for the spot and the end date of the spot. Is this spot co-op? This is the only place in Visual Traffic where we tell the system that a spot is co-op. If you select a co-op vendor from this drop-down list, notice that on the right-hand side, Notary Required is checked. This is what triggers the ANA RAB approved form for affidavits for copy. If the co-op vendor you need is not in the list, simply click the jump box to the right and set up a new vendor, and then select it from the drop-down. ISKI code. Remember that the ISKI code is the agency standard identifier, so they will know what spot ran, and usually, if not always, they are required to be on your invoice. If you are using electronic invoicing with Invoice Express, you must always put something in this field. If they do not have a number, you can put the NA or a BB for a billboard. This field will also print on the invoice and export to electronic invoicing. Tabbing again brings us to the upper right side where it says Keep After Expired. Do you wish to keep this piece of copy after it has expired? The standard default answer is yes, keep it after expired. Why do we do this? We want to be able to reprint invoices and show the copy that ran on the invoice. If you delete this piece of copy, it is stripped from the invoice. This doesn't mean you can't reuse the cart number. It just means that the copy record will stay in the system until you decide to clear it. Cart range type. Remember when we set up our cart assignment methods, we had commercial, PSA, promo, live, and network. Once again, you select it in the cart range type. This determines what cart range will be used for this spot. Tabbing again brings us to talent. Talent is a field that is optional. It can be displayed in your log editor. It does not print on the invoice. It does not print on the log. You can use this field to put the initials of the person that produced the spot, and when you're looking in Log Editor, you have a visual clue as to whether or not the same voice is placed back to back in a break. Irritation. This is generally used by a continuity department. It's the tempo or the pace of the commercial. Tabbing again takes us to Notary Required. Remember, this is already checked because it is co-op. Tabbing again brings us to your product code. When you get to product code, if the code is not the correct product code for this spot, go ahead and change it to the one that is correct. When working in LogEdit, if you run the spot discrepancy report, it will report on conflicts between product codes in an avail set. Log description. This defaults to the advertiser name and will display in Log Editor and print on the printed log. You can change this if necessary. Tabbing again brings you to Assign to Orders. When you click the Assign to Orders button, it opens up this screen where you can associate particular pieces of copy to specific orders. You could assign it to a single order line, the entire order, or multiple orders. Tabbing again brings us to restrictions. Restrictions are parameters that restrict when a piece of copy can run or permit when a piece of copy can run. So if I click New, I have the ability to permit or prohibit a spot from running within a date range, with a day of week criteria, or a time range criteria. This is particularly useful, especially with spots like the McDonald's breakfast spots that can only run to a certain time, or if a spot ends in the middle of the day and another one picks up. One of the things about restrictions is there is no limit to the number of restrictions you could have on a piece of copy. Tabbing again would bring us to script. Script is where you would enter the co-op script to go with this piece of copy. Remember, the script that is entered here will print out on the ANARAB approved form, and then you will notarize it and send it along with the invoice. You can type in your script or you can copy and paste it into here. Once you're done with that, click OK. Tabbing again will bring us to the cart assignment information where you see a listing of the available stations in your database. You need to decide which stations this piece of copy is running on. Is it just one or is that on all of them? If so, double-click them or click the Add button at the bottom to move them to the right-hand side of the screen under Assigned Stations. You can assign each cart number manually because this says O at the end of the call letters. That means optional cart assignment, so either VT will assign it or you can assign it. You can do them one at a time, or you can select all unassigned and then say Assign Optionals because the O is there. If this was going to be a manual cart assignment, you would type in the cart number in the cart number box. I'm going to go ahead and say Assign Optionals. You'll see that each of these cart numbers is different on each station. The A at the end of the cart number means it was assigned automatically. If I change this, it becomes M manually assigned. We'll go ahead and click OK. We'll create one more piece of copy. We're going to make sure that it's a live this time. And I put in the script this time. Because it is a live script, this will print out on the log if I tell my program log to print live scripts. Notice that the station has an L at the end of it. That means live. I can still click Assign Optionals and it puts the cart number of live on it. Go ahead and click OK. Copy plan creation. Now that we've entered the copy, we need to be able to rotate that copy with several other pieces of copy on a single order. To do this in Visual Traffic, we use copy plans, and to start a plan, you click New Plan. In the plan name, you need to type in the name of the plan. It's easy to know which plan goes to what order on an advertiser if you use the order number as the plan name. And once again, these plan names must be unique to the advertiser. I know that I need to put copy in on this plan for this station, and I know that the spots are 30 seconds long. If I had put 60 seconds in this, down below I would only see the spots that are available in that length. Because I'm doing this in the past, down below I've chosen to display expired copy. To add the copy to the plan, I can click the name of the copy and just add it to the plan. If it has expired because you're entering it in the past, you will be warned. You can answer yes or no. Now at this point, this is for all dates. I have the option of changing this rotation based on what the agency has sent on their traffic instructions. So let's remove that and say add dates. If the traffic is to run in this manner, 100% on the generic copy on May 1st, and then we'll add another set of dates from 5/2, 5/6. It wants to rotate generic copy and Mother's Day equally. I would leave the ratio at 1 and 1. Then again on 5/7, 5/8, I will add those same two pieces of copy, but I'm going to change the rotation. I want Mother's Day to have a higher rotation, so I can put in a percentage or a ratio. So this will run a 3:1 or 75/25 rotation. Then once again, after Mother's Day, we'll go back to the generic copy. While I'm in this, I can click Show Orders. And at this point, I'm showing orders that are unassigned. The only spot patterns that are going to show in this window are spot patterns that match the length of the copy plan. I can highlight all of my lines and click Assign and close. If I needed to create a new piece of copy from the copy plan window, I can by clicking New Copy. I can edit a piece of an existing copy by clicking Edit. I can go in here and change the dates, and I can put in a new restriction. I can run another date restriction on this. I only want this to run on 5/1/2011. I would click OK, and then I could add that same spot to the rotation on 5/1. The X in the exceptions column means that it has restrictions. If you needed copy to air in a specific order, you would click View Rotation rather than View Percentage Ratio, and this would show you how it's going to rotate. And once you set up the order that it should run by using Move Up, Move Down on the right hand side, you would lock the iteration. Locking iteration can be dangerous if you meant to do a percentage. Let's say we're on the Mother's Day spot that is running a 3:1 ratio. So I click View Rotation, but if I clicked Lock Iterations, what would happen is that Mother's Day would air 3 times, and then generic copy would air once. That is not giving them the proper rotation that they've requested. So uncheck Lock Iterations and say View Percentage Ratio. This is your safest bet when working with copy plans. Once you're done with the plan, click OK. And then close Copy because you're done with copy. Missing Copy Report. Now that you think you've entered all of your copy, the next step is to actually run a copy missing report to see what is still missing for log dates. So you would go to Logs, Log Maintenance, click on Log Options, and then you need to change the date range that you wish to pull copy missing for. I'm going to go ahead and change my start date to the 2nd of May, and my end date will be the 6th of May. And on the left side of the screen, I'm not going to do anything but print. Under Print Reports, I'm going to check Copy Missing. Now I could group it by salesperson with a page break and just do a summary report, or I could show spot detail as well. So I'm going to say Execute, and then Yes, and OK. And when this is done, this is going to print out a report automatically. It does not preview on screen. If after it prints you need to preview it on screen, you can go to System and Reports and view it from Reports. Inside Report Center, you need to go to the Cart Copy category and then to Cart Copy Missing by Station Date Advertiser or to Cart Copy Missing Summary. If you only need to see a summarized report, of course you'll pick Cart Copy Missing Summary. And the important thing I want you to see first on this screen is that there is a report warning, that this report will print the last copy missing information generated from Log Options. So if you need accurate information on missing copy, you printed your first copy missing report, you've been putting in copy, do not come to Copy Missing to run it first. You have to do it from log options in order for this to be correct. So we're going to choose our dates that we need to run this for, and we'll say 5/2 to 5/6. I'm going to group it by salesperson, and I'm running it for one station. We'll go ahead and preview the report. When you're looking at the summary report, you're going to see that I've grouped mine by salesperson, so I'll see them by salesperson, the name of the advertiser, the order number, the length, how many spots, and the date range. Also any invoice description if they're on the order. This report only shows you that there is copy missing. It doesn't show you any details. This is the report I would pull to send to salespeople when you are pulling for advanced copy missing. If you are running copy missing for a particular day, then I would use cart copy missing by station, date, and advertiser. Once again, it has the report warning, so let's change our dates now. Say we need it for 2 days. I'm not going to use any grouping on this report. I've got my station listed, and I'm going to preview. When I look at this report, the detailed report, you get the date and the nature of the problem. So May refrigeration, scheduled on the 2nd, has no copy definition targeted by the order spot pattern. So that means when the order was entered, no copy was assigned to the spot pattern. Under Virginia's Flowers and Gourmet Gifts Unlimited, there is a copy plan, but there is no valid plan member defined for this date. And on Warehouse Bistro, it has no valid plan members available. So you need to correct these. The first thing to do would be go back to VT, go to Advertiser, Edit Copy and Script, and we're going to look at Virginia's Flowers and Gifts. If you're not sure what copy plan you should be looking at, it tells you the copy plan definition in the report. So we're going to look for 50-06. I can click Copy Plans so I just see the copy plans. I could also hide details so it shows the plans in a much more concise form. If I double click this, you will see that I have nothing added to the plan. All of the copy is shown in available copy. So if I add this copy to the plan and then click OK, now that I've added the pieces of copy to that plan, then they will have valid plan members defined for that date. If I go to Warehouse Bistro and look at 71-3, the only item that's available is generic. You would think that this would be available, but remember it has an exception. So let's double click it, and it is prohibited from running during 5/2 to 5/8. Click OK. Let's display our expired and add the copy that should have been in that plan. The last one is May refrigeration, and we need to look at that piece of copy. Let's go to the order, create edit orders, and go to May refrigeration. Double click it to edit it, and go to Spot Patterns. If I click the drop down, there has been no copy entered for this order yet. You may not have the traffic instructions yet, and you might have to bump it. Otherwise, if copy had been created, it would have been a simple matter of adding the plan to the order. Let's go ahead and create the plan to go with the order and say OK. And then you can go to Batch Changes, highlight the 2 lines, click Length and copy the length, and then assign the plan. Now when you do get your traffic instructions, you can simply go to Advertiser, Edit Create Copy, and add the copy to the existing plan. We've come to the end of our lesson, and to review, we covered how to set up your cart assignment parameters. We also covered how to create new copy, and then how to rotate it within a new copy plan. How to run your missing copy report, and then how to fix that missing copy that is on the report. From all of us at Marketron, thank you for viewing.